Product powered by National Bank.
For life's finest moments, celebrate them with Skoal Premium Lager. Pure malt, pure class, pure perfection. Skoal, class and perfection in a bottle.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in Sinkins and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
What if your money did more than sit in an account? What if it built dreams, supported families, and empowered futures? At St. Kitts Credit Union, we're more than a financial institution. We're a family that believes in your potential, rooted in people helping people. Enjoy competitive savings rates and low-interest loans for mortgages, vehicles, education, and more. Need security for you or your loved ones? The Family Indemnity Plan and Loan Protection Insurance give your loved ones peace of mind, whether you're saving for school, building your business, or planning for tomorrow. SKCU is here for you. It's not just about banking, it's about belonging. Contact us at 465-2272 or any of our branches. Learn more online at www.skccu.com. Become a member today and be a part of something greater.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
know, when you hear that song, it's time for Hot Topics right here on Freedom FM's Issues on a Tuesday afternoon. Hi, Nubian. I didn't say welcome back.
Okay, no, of course not.
Hi.
We ain't doing that anymore.
No, we're
Good
not doing
afternoon.
that
Good
anymore,
afternoon to
'cause
you,
you're
Jamie,
listening.
and good afternoon to the listening public, and good afternoon to our guests that we have here
Yes,
today.
we have three ladies here with us this afternoon. So do we need to put on the disclaimer this afternoon?
No, I don't think we don't. I don't think we do.
Okay.
Today is not a political show either.
But that's the
and-
disclaimer.
Correct. Today is not a political
But
show.
I think sometimes we have to remind people because, you know.
need to remind them.
Yes. So we're not
Right.
having a political discussion today. So
Right. It's all community based and elevating
Exactly.
our community to a different place than where we are at this point in time, which is very, very, very important. So without further ado, I'll swing the mic over to our guests and let them introduce
okay, where are
themselves.
they from first?
They live here in St. Kitts.
No, I don't. One
Well-
is our guest.
Okay. No, what organization?
Okay.
Okay, so tell us that when you're introducing yourself. Okay?
You go first.
No, you go first because you're the center coordinator
Okay.
here.
Good afternoon. I am called Sister Alana, and I'm Center Coordinator for the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, with 150 countries worldwide teaching the same knowledge of meditation, spirituality, understanding the self. And when you learn to do that, there is a comforting feeling that comes. Because meditation is not taking you away from yourself. It is teaching you to understand the self. Because we always ask ourselves, who am I? Why am I going through this? Why? Why don't I have peace? And all the answers are inside. Because we are looking for it on the outside. And today, I'm the center coordinator, as I said, for the Brahma Kumaris in St. Kitts. And I have the pleasure of introducing another senior sister who is the center coordinator for Curacao.
Wow.
Yes, my name is Sister Rita, and I am the national coordinator of Brahma Kumaris Curacao. And I'm very happy to be here. They call me the guardian angel for the ABC Islands and St. Kitts, sending out the messages that come from the high quarters to get us on. We do a lot of programs together with St. Kitts. So this is my third time in St. Kitts for service for the community.
Awesome.
This is Sister Valerie from St.
Come a little
Kitts.
closer, Sister Valerie. We want to hear you. Yes. And we want to be able to see you as well.
From St. Kitts, second in command in the center under Sister Alana. And we love to do this knowledge for people to understand who we really are and what we can do to help the community. Because as long as we know who we are and we could understand this knowledge, we're making a progress within ourselves and within others. So, Sister Alana and Sister Rita is the head of the centers. So, take
And
it over to Sister
One
Alana.
thing I'd like to say, when I first came to St. Kitts in 2013, we decided to go and do prison service. And there were 8 condemned prisoners there at the time. And Mr. Dorset said, if you could do something with these fellas, you can come to prison. I said, eh? He said, if you could help these fellas, let's see what will happen. And these 8 prisoners were pardoned by the Queen, 1. And from 8, they became the sample and example that this knowledge works in prison. And from 8, it went to 20. From 20, it went to 25, then 45. And I was asked to go to Nevis, to continue in Nevis prison. And we have been doing it ever since. So those who are in our class, if you speak with them, you will see the difference in these people. Because even though you have done wrong, nobody is perfect. But when you learn to forgive yourself and forgive others, there is a comforting feeling that comes from inside. So even though you're in a place of correction, you learn that I am the cause of me being there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be miserable in that place. So you can actually see the difference.
Okay, I would like to tell you a little bit about the knowledge itself. You know, when people hear the word meditation, they have a wrong impression of meditation. Many people say when you meditate, you have to have no thoughts at all. That's impossible. Meditation means thinking about something. And the meditation that we have is thinking about the beautiful and powerful things that we human beings received from God and your relationship with God. Doesn't matter what religion you are in, there is only one God, and He gave us so much beauty. He gave us the freedom also to choose what we want to do. He really gave us the freedom to do, and we messed up. And if we are the ones who messed up, then we are the ones who have to clean it up again. Then there is a second word that people use and they don't really know the meaning of it, and that is yoga. Yoga means connection, link. And you can have yoga with whatever. You can have yoga with a good book. You can have yoga with music. You can have yoga with nature. You can have yoga with your dance. It means you are so connected, so linked to what you're doing that nothing can come in between. And what we're teaching the people is have yoga with God. Connect yourself with God in such a way that nothing can come in between. And then God says, the company that you keep will color you. So when we have children, we want to know in what company the children are, because we want to know what's the color that they will get from the company. God says, stay in my company and you will be colored by my qualities, my virtues, my powers. So to create that connection with God, that's what we call Raj Yoga. Raj means king. So Raj Yoga is yoga with the king. And who is the king? The king of all is God. So if you have yoga with God, that is Raj Yoga. It is also the yoga that is the highest form of all yogas. You have Hatha Yoga, you have, how do you call it?
Raja Yoga.
Raja Yoga. You have all kinds of yoga. But the highest is yoga, the link you create with your supreme parent, God. So that is why it is the highest form of yoga, the king of yogas, Raj Yoga. And it is also the yoga that makes you a king. How can yoga make me a king, and a king over whom? The king I have to become now is king over myself. But a king needs subjects. Who are my subjects? My subjects are my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, but also my eyes, my ears, my mouth, my legs, my hands. Everything that I steer are my subjects. And to become king of them means that they do what I want them to do. And we're living in a world where that doesn't happen. You want to do something and you do something totally different. And so to become a master of your mind, or if you're master of your sense organs, that means become a master of yourself. That makes you the king of your own inner world. And when you become the king of your own inner world, you're the one who decides, who send out the messages. And if you do that, linked with the Supreme, the messages you will give are only the beautiful messages. So that means see, but don't see. That means see what you need to see, and don't see what you don't need to see. Say what you need to say, and don't say what you don't need to say. Be the boss that decides what you see, what you hear, what you say, what you do, where you go, etc., etc. So that's what we teach. The Raj Yoga, becoming the master over your own inner world.
So, you said, I believe, Sister Alana said that you did work in the prison. Where else do you all do work? I've heard you mention Nevis, the prison.
We also went to the elderly home to be with those elderly people, and we went to the children's home, and that is the most important thing. But what we need the most is people who really want to change. So we just bring the message, we tell them, and then when they are interested and they take the knowledge of who you really are, and they want to go into the depth of it, that's where our service is. Because those who are working on themselves, changing themselves, because we are the only creation of God that has the possibility to change yourself. No animal can do that. No plant can do that. If there are changes, it's because of human being bringing changes in that. But we are the only ones who have the possibility to change ourselves. And that's why we are the crown on the creation of God, because we have that possibility. And that is why God gave us the choice. You decide. But your decision is based on experiences that you have. So the first thing that we need to learn is experience yourself as you really are. Who are you? Who are you? Tell me who you are. Tell me.
Oh, you want me to answer you?
Yeah, you want you to answer.
I am Nubian Guerrero.
Okay.
An engineer. Mm-hmm. A father of 6 children.
Okay.
I do a lot of work in my community, and I am also not a politician.
Okay. Okay.
Correct. And so, yeah.
Do you really think that that is what you are? When you look into the mirror, you see Nubian, right?
Correct.
All right. Is that you, or are you more than what you see in the mirror?
I'm far more than you see in the mirror.
That part of you that you cannot see, that's you.
The non-tangible part of it.
Exactly.
The character, the resilience, the intestinal fortitude, the mindset.
The one who decides what this body does.
Does at the end of the day, correct.
That is you. Mm-hmm. And you are invisible. But people can feel your intentions because we radiate it out. People can feel, sometimes you come in an environment and you feel so good. And sometimes you come in an environment and the only thing you want to do is run away as fast as you can.
Right.
Yeah? That is because of what they are radiating out to you. Who are radiating, I am. Who am I? I am the highest energy that is ruling this body, and we call it soul. We listened many years in our childhood or whatever. I have a soul, you have a soul, she has a soul, she has a soul, you have a soul. But it's not that way. Because if I have a soul, then who am I? We say, I am the soul, and I have a body. And the body is the instrument that I, the soul, use for interaction. And I can use it in a right way, and I can use it in a wrong way. And that's where we got the freedom of choice. But when things go wrong, where do we run? We run to God. We run to God and we ask Him to help us. But He is our parent. What do? You have, how many children you said? 6?
Yes.
You have 6 children. Yeah? Would you say it's okay to everything your child does?
No.
Would you say, yes, you get it for everything your child wants? If you do that, you're a wrong parent because you're spoiling them. You give them a free choice to choose in what direction they want to go, but if they go wrong and they come back to you, do you push them out?
Nope.
No. We have been doing so many wrong things in our lives. God never pushes us out. Whenever we are in need and we ask God, please help us, then he says, yes, my child, for sure I'm going to help you. And you know how I will help you? I will teach you how to change yourself. Change your way of looking, change your way of talking, change your way of doing, and it all starts with changing your way of thinking. Because everything, even the clothes you're wearing today, started with a thought.
Thought process.
Yeah? Organizing this radio program started with a thought. You build a house, it starts with a thought. Everything we do, everything we say starts with a thought. So the thoughts are the highest energy in the soul, and then when we create thoughts, we can change the thoughts into words or actions. And that's how we create our personality. People know about us because they know what we say and they know what we do because they're looking at us and they're listening to us. So that's how you create your own personality. And your personality has a radiation out to the world around us. So if you have spectacles with green glasses, everything you see will be colored green. If you put one of pink glasses, everything will be pink. So our way of seeing and things is the way we create the thoughts. We look at things, we look at something, and we create a thought about it. We hear something, we create a thought about it. We are the ones who are creating the thoughts and putting the thoughts into actions. But I am the one to decide. Am I going to put this thought into action? Yes or no? Is it beneficial for me? Yes or no? Is it beneficial for the world around me? Yes or no? So that is where we can make the decision to do things or not to do things. So we are the ones who create the thoughts, and we can never ever give anyone the responsibility of the thoughts that we create. I'm not responsible for your thoughts, and you're not responsible for mine. So if you create a thought and you decide to put it into action and it's a wrong action, the consequences are yours. Yeah. So when God teaches us, you made a mess out of the world, it's your responsibility to put it right again. And how can we put it right? By changing our thoughts. The thought, I am a soul, and I have a body. I am the king in my inner world. I am the one who decides. And not, I am a doctor. I am a minister. I am a teacher. That's not what you are. That is the role you play. Your mother? Are you a mother? Mm-hmm. Can you say you are a mother? Sometimes you do play the role of a mother. Sometimes the driver to take the children to school. Sometimes the cook, because you have to cook their meals from them. Sometimes the pastor, because you need to learn them, to teach them about God. Sometimes you're the maid, cleaning the floors, or the washerwoman, washing. So you play different roles. But they are all roles. That is not what you are. And we need to play those roles to have the interaction with others. If I cannot talk, if I cannot hear, not see, I can't have interaction with you. We need at least one. Because even if you cannot hear and cannot talk, they can teach you the signs that you can make with your hand, make people understand. So we need those organs to have interaction. But we don't need these organs to have interaction with God. Because I am invisible, the soul in this body, and God is invisible. I am eternal, and God is eternal. I can never die. My role can stop. They can chase me out of this body, and then the body perishes. But I never die. Soul is eternal. Yeah, so whatever I do that is part of me, my thoughts, my impressions, because whenever I have a thought and I put it into action, it creates an impression in me, not in my brains, because brains are part of the body. They're not part of the soul. So I create an impression in the soul. And then that impression can pop up. And then we create thoughts based on that impression. Let's say you go on holidays and you had a wonderful time with your family, your kids, etc. Anywhere. That has an impression in the soul. And whenever your thoughts go back to the holidays, you can experience all the beautiful moments once again. Is it true or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can create those thoughts that bring up those memories. And sometimes things happening around you, you see it, you hear it, and you create thoughts about it. But there is an impression in the soul that has already had some experience with that, and it will color the impression. Let's say you look at a film. You're young, you look at a film. And I'm sure you have seen many, many, many films in your life. Yeah? So it was just one of the films. And many, many, many years later, you see that same film. But it's new. You don't remember. And then there is one little thing that happens in that film. A trigger. And at the moment it happens, you just have that, I've seen this film before. All the memories that are in the soul come up. I've seen this film before. And not only do you remember you've seen that film before, you also know how it goes on. You remember how it goes on. Because these impressions are down there. Same as you drive a car.
Yes.
You drive a car. No? When you go for your first driving lessons, everything is new. You have to think about everything, right? You have to look in your mirror. You have to press your clutch when you have to
change the gears.
Yes, because English is not my main language, so sorry
No
if
problem.
I sometimes have to think about how to say it. But you have to think about everything. And now you get into your car. I have to reach there at that time. What's the easiest road I can take? What do I have to do else, etc. You're not thinking about anything that has to do with how you drive a car. Why? Because that impression became so deep that it becomes a habit. Automatic. You go on automatic pilot. It's automatic, and when it's automatic, you can use your thoughts for other things. Is it a little clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that is what we're teaching people, that you can change by changing your way of looking at this. Normally, there is a story about a professor. Give me 1 second. Thank you. There is a story about a professor who sat with his students, and he told them, all right, we're going to make a test. And normally, when he gives them a test, he would put the sheets facing the questions down, so they don't know what questions are there. And then when he gives the sign, they are all able, they can all turn their papers with the questions and start. So he handed out all the papers. And then when he gave the sign, they all turned it, and it was a blank sheet. No questions, nothing on it, only one black dot on the paper. And the children are all confused. What is this? He said, listen, I want you to write down for me exactly what you see. And they all started writing. And at the end, he collected all the sheets and he went through all of them and he said, all of you tried to point out the place where the dot is, how big the dot is, how it looks. He said, but no one wrote anything about the white that was around that black dot. And that's what happens to us. If there is a mosquito coming here on the table, we would all see the mosquito. We're looking at that, and we don't see the rest. Yeah? So we are so accustomed to see what people are doing wrong. When are we going to start seeing what people are doing right and help them to change their attitude in what they were doing wrong? That's where we need to go. See the good, because every time you look at something in someone else that irritates you, every time you do that and say something about it, you are making that same habit your own. Because it makes you get angry or whatever because you have it in you. But when we start looking at the good things, we make the good things ours. And where good things go, the bad things have to go out. It has to make space. So if we want to get the good things in, we need to let the bad things go out. And there is only one who can help us to get the bad things out and put the new things in, and that's our Supreme Parent, God, the highest, most pure, most beautiful energy, God, the one who gave us the freedom to play in a world of matter and to have interaction with one another through our costumes. So I, the soul, am like the driver of a car. The driver of a car has a special place in the car where he sits, because from there he can manage everything in the car. So the soul has a special place in the body, the place from where he can manage the whole body, but also your way of thinking, etc., because it manages the senses. See what you want to see, do what you need to do, etc. And that place is near the brains. Because what happens is, when you create a thought, that thought sends a message to the brains. And the brains send electrical messages to the parts of the body that need to do that. If I tell you, raise your right hand, then you create in yourself, I have to raise my right hand. That goes to the brain, and then you do this. Yeah, so I'm the driver of the car. You can also say I am the keeper of the temple. You can say I am the owner of the house. Name it how you want, but it is two different things. And that is why we are called human beings. The human has to do with the body. And the being is me, the one in the body that decides and rules the body. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have special questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you spoke a lot about the importance of knowing who you are.
Yes.
How do you impact that knowledge to those individuals who may not be in a place where they want to receive that information? For example, you've done a lot of work in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there may be people in the prison who feel neglected,
Yes.
who feel forgotten, who feel discarded. How are you able to share that message with them and impact them in a meaningful way?
Well, the most important thing in this knowledge is don't accept anything out of blind faith. When you hear something, go experience with it. And as soon they start experience it with this, and that is where I can give Alana the mic because she can tell you a lot. And the prisoner, how do you call it, the boss in the prison, asked her if it's possible to bring the inmates on the program. We did not get the permission from the governor yet, from the prime minister yet.
Okay.
But the permission from jail itself is there. They even want them to share their experience, because when they start experiencing it, starting to feel and starting to try to make that connection with supreme energy, with God, knowing who you are. I am a tiny, tiny point of powerful energy. And that is because I am God's child. And that goes for every soul. But what happened is we are created in God's image. That means we look like Him, and our natural, original qualities are like His. But we forgot it. And we started becoming dependent on the world of matter, expecting from the world of matter, desires, etc. And we loaded all the rubbish of the wrong thinking on top of it. So the only way to get back there is to clean up that mess and let the beauty, your original beauty, come up. And that is what you do when you remember who you are and who you belong to. I am God's child. And you can say whatever you want, but we say we are children of one Father, do we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are children of one Father. Doesn't matter if you're Chinese, Hindustani, Negro, light skin colored, or whatever. We are all children of one Father. But then how does my father look? Is he Chinese? Is he Hindustani? Is he Negro? God has no body of his own. God is the Father of the souls, and all souls are tiny points of luminous energy. That's what you are. And body is your costume. Can I say that if I go swimming and I wear my swimming suit, I'm not Rita anymore because I changed my clothes? I will still be Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so even if the soul changes costume, bodies, it's still the same soul that goes from one body to another. So you don't change. You're constantly and eternally child of God. But the costume changes. As soon as we become more dependent on others, on nature, on science, that's where things really go wrong. You can say we're a very developed country. We have radio stations, we have computers, we have telephones, we have big buildings. But if you look at the way people are acting now, can you say we are developed? We're a developed country? the more we get involved in the beauty, between brackets, around us, the further we get from our inner beauty. And we need to go back to our inner beauty, because the inner beauty will reveal God's qualities. But then we need to let them come up and go out. So when you're with those inmates, and I've been to prison with her 2 times to Nevis, 2 times with the women's section, and 2 times with the male sections here in prison. And you know, every human being has something good in it. We're all searching for love, respect, recognition. That's what we are searching for, because we want to be happy and content. But as we are not doing it the right way, it's like little children who are very naughty just to draw your attention. Why? Because they don't get attention. And that's what we human beings are doing. Yeah, when we lose that inner feeling of contentment, that inner feeling of happiness. And so when the prisoners go back to taking the time for silence, and science did a lot, but silence does much more. People are afraid of silence. They come home, radio on, loud as can be. They need to talk. But silence, when you take the silence and go into the depth of yourself and try to find out, what is it that makes me angry? What is it that makes me disappointed? What is it that makes me feel like I'm not loved? Just start checking yourself, and then know, even if nobody around you loves you, God loves you. And when you start feeling that love in many different ways, like you can experience God's love as if He's your mother, as if He's your best friend. You can talk to Him, can tell Him everything you wouldn't tell anyone else, because you're afraid that if you tell someone something, that he might spread the news.
Yeah.
But with God, you don't have that problem. It will stay right there. Acha? Acha means okay. Anything else you would like to know?
Okay.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes.
Yeah, just practice it. Just go and do it. And when you do it and feel the benefit you get out of it, then you will know that it is the truth.
Okay. So, Novia, can we take a short commercial break?
Sure, we can. And then open the lines so that the public can interact and ask questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Yes. Maybe after the break, Alana can tell a little bit about prison, and then we go into the questions.
Okay.
No problem at all. We'll be right back right here on Freedom FM.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming.
When life throws surprises your way, now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
For life's finest moments, celebrate them with Skoal Premium Lager. Pure malt, pure class, pure perfection. Skoal, class and perfection in a bottle.
What if your money did more than sit in an account? What if it built dreams, supported families, and empowered futures? At St. Kitts Credit Union, we're more than a financial institution. We're a family that believes in your potential, rooted in people helping people. Enjoy competitive savings rates and low-interest loans for mortgages, vehicles, education, and more. Need security for you or your loved ones? The Family Indemnity Plan and Loan Protection Insurance give your loved ones peace of mind. Whether you're saving for school, building your business, or planning for tomorrow, SKCU is here for you. It's not just about banking, it's about belonging. Contact us at 465-2272 or any of our branches. Learn more online at www.skccu.com. Become a member today and be a part of something greater.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
It's 2:23 right here in the studios of Freedom FM. This is Hot Topics Live right here on a Tuesday afternoon. This afternoon we've been learning a lot about meditation. Now, Sister Alana, can you tell us a little bit about your work in the prison?
Yes, I started in July 2013, and these first 8 fellows were very aggressive. And they gave a lot of problems. Oh, this isn't rubbish. This ain't going to help me. I'm already going to face death, so what am I worried about this? And I started off explaining to them, human being is 2 things, body and spirit. And when you get to understand the self, because you think and then you do the action. And we have what is called a 7 days class. 7 days where we explain different aspects of this knowledge. And you could have actually seen the difference in the brothers. And from these 8, as I said, more came in. And one in particular was called Patrice Matthews. And he was in prison a long while, 7 years. He said for a crime he didn't really commit. He didn't commit, it's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You know him, right?
Patrice
Matthew.
Patrice Matthews.
That's his correct name.
That's his correct name.
From College Street God. You know him. Yeah.
He was a model for us. He had the whole prison saying, Om Shanti. Om means I am, and Shanti is peace. And one day, he was walking the streets of St. Kitts Main Road coming down, and one of our sisters passed, and she came to the center. She said, isn't this guy a prisoner? And he's walking the street and going home. I said, yes, he goes home to prison. That's where he lives. But he's a sample and example that this knowledge is really working.
Wait. Step back a little bit, right? He is, okay, at that time, he was still a prisoner.
Yes.
But he was allowed the freedom to walk around?
Yes.
Unaccompanied?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was understanding what you were saying.
So I asked him, I said, How come? He said, because, sister, I can be trusted. And where there is trust and respect, and I understand the knowledge, and they give me a choice to choose. I wanted to be an architect, and they give me an opportunity to become a tailor. And one day he asked me, I'm going to this business place where I'm going to be learning to be a tailor. Is it possible for me to come to where you are, the center? I said, of course. What did I do to be in prison 3 days for the week? I didn't do anything wrong. And I am here 3 days for the week. He said, because we need this knowledge. Because this knowledge is helping me come to terms with myself. And as I have started to understand myself, I had to learn how to become humble. And by being here, that has helped me. But originally, I was born in St. Martin, Friendside. I said, so why didn't you do something and go back to your country, let them know where you are? He said, then I would have missed out on this knowledge. Because I would pass and see the sign and never paid attention. But by your coming into prison, helped me understand that God did not forget me. But I am here to become a better person and to help others follow the same path. He said, and I am so blessed that now that I have learned tailoring properly, I am sewing in the center, in the prison. I have comforts. And there I give him, he used to pass every morning in the center, and I would give him things to eat. And he came back and he said, you know, I end up having to put in the fridge. I said, excuse me? You had to put in the fridge? He said, yeah. When you trust in God, know who God is, and you walk in the light, doors open for you. I have a little fridge, I can put it in the fridge. I have some water I can heat up for myself. I said, excuse me. He said, sister, you are teaching us about God himself. I practice it. I get up early in the morning and I connect my light with God's light. And I have seen doors opened for me. And I am a happy person even in this place. And I am happy even sharing what I have learned with others, because through Patrice Matthews, our classes started to increase. And he became a model.
Tell how he came into your class in the first place.
Oh, after the 8 was there, Mr. Dorset brought him one day and pushed him into the class, because the prisoners, I had 2 armed officers with me at the time, because they were condemned and they were not very good in behavior. And after 2-3 months, Dorset came and pushed Pat into the class because they're somehow connected. And I pushed him out and I said, no. Whoever have to come in this class in the future has to see these 8 guys as a sample and example that this knowledge really works. And only through their experience of watching these 8 guys would I accept anybody in the class, because I don't want any more have to come and being compelled. It must not be compelled. It must be something that they come for themselves. And through him, it started to increase, because he would talk about the knowledge, and we have charts explaining the different aspects of the knowledge.
Stop. You first said he was pushed into the class, you pushed him out. Then what happened?
2 weeks later, he was back for himself.
By himself.
And after that 2 weeks, I saw other guys start coming in. So he was the one who started drawing people into the class. And he had everybody in the prison, including the officers and prisoners, saying Om Shanti. That they would say Om Shanti, Sister Reach. Om Shanti. Om means I am, and Shanti is peace. Because by yourself, you are comfortable. Let somebody interfere with something that is yours. Shanti gone. No peace again. So after that, we were sent to Nevis prison, and the response was also very good. But when COVID started, everything eased down. Mm-hmm. And recently, we started back again. Because one of the prisoners saw me I went to do some blood work in the hospital, and he said, sister, everybody else start back on meditation every chat. What happened? We need meditation. And I remember at one time they had stopped us from coming to do prison service. And the prisoners lobbied that they want meditation back there. So they started using meditation as a rehabilitation program, because whatever they are learning, they start passing it on to the others. But now we have a new group of prisoners, young guys, real young guys, and they are
Very aggressive.
very aggressive. So the others who are there, we have 8 seniors who followed this to the letter. They are now in the progress of sitting, talking, and sending that vibrations out for peace to come in, because peace starts with me. And whatever you are sending out, it comes back to you. And this is what they did originally with the first 20. And I said, if those first 20 could have done it, you all could do it too. Because we start meditation early in the morning when the place is very quiet. You sit and connect your light to that divine light. And when you do that, there is a peaceful, calming effect that comes through. And when you look at these 8 guys who are in our senior class, because we have 2 male classes, junior, seniors. And when you look at these guys, they walk like, wow. Sister saw them, so she could tell you her experience of meeting these 8 guys.
Yeah.
And it is amazing.
You mentioned that some were pardoned?
Patrice Matrice was eventually pardoned.
Okay.
He's back in St. Martin now.
Okay.
When I was here 2 years ago, and he was in St. Martin then already, and he heard that I was passing through St. Martin, he came to the airport to see me. Because I met him when I came for the first time, he came to the airport to see me. And this time he also said I had to send my flight times because he will come to the airport.
So you
once
stay in
again.
touch? So you stay in contact with him?
Yes, I have his WhatsApp.
Yeah, and he's in contact with us with our classes as well. So he never stopped the classes. And he traveled to his country of birth through his birth paper. And he's now living on the French side. That's where he was born. But to get his official passport, he has to be speaking fluent French. So he's working on that.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell us, well, can we open the lines?
Sure, I think so.
Because we only have a few minutes
But you
left.
will continue and we will
So let me just inform people that, those of you who are listening, you can call in at 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. That's 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546.
So you saw the difference in...
Go ahead.
I was just telling Brother Nubian that he saw the difference in Brother Pat. Because you become a walking sample and example that you have changed, and people see the difference in you. Because this knowledge helps you to be able to become, as Sister was explaining, the master over the self.
Okay, let's take this call. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm here listening in the car, and I just appreciate the knowledge that's being shared. Now, I think the First Lady, I didn't get her name at the time when
Sister
I turned
Rachel.
on. Yes. Now, in the context that she mentioned that nothing dies, that we are eternal beings. Now, I shared some information recently where I mentioned that consciousness, divine consciousness that was split in two, that gave divine feminine, divine masculine, which is the gateway. Divine feminine is the gateway through life, the portal to life. Now, the sister mentioned that God, He. I think I know that we all gender-based God, but for me, coming into information of sacred knowledge as to how spirit became flesh. In our indoctrination, we refer to God as He. Now, I think earlier she might have said something that
William's God God is your mother to
Yes.
your best
Yeah.
friend, and in that case, doesn't really have to be a he.
Right. Now, for me, God is neither, but both divine feminine and masculine complement each other in order for the totality of all that we see in humanity, the totality of creation, both duality split in two from consciousness. We have divine feminine, divine masculine. So, if you can, I really appreciate this, although my time is short, I go to work for 3. But, I am happy that I'm hearing this today. And there's a lot that we don't know in the sense of our indoctrination into literature and theology. So, my thing is, I appreciate the fact when you mention nothing dies. Now we have the elements, earth, air, water, fire, and the SUN, the light of the world, and all these elements report to the source. The source, the all in all, the I am that I am. What do I mean by this? The earth is a living entity, and without the elements of life, there's no life. So, God is omnipresent in all the elements, earth, air, water, fire, the SUN, night and day. This is something I shared with my group recently, and some of them couldn't understand it or understand it, but in time. So I just want to say I appreciate coming into contact with hearing you guys today. And, I have to get up my car just now because I'm heading for work. But, yeah, I really love this conversation, and I just want to say kudos to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Paula, for that contribution. The numbers to call in are 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. We do have a caller. Can you turn down your radio, please?
I certainly can. Good afternoon, everybody out there in Radioland, and good afternoon, Jamie and the genius / magician. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm good.
Is Mr. Nubian there?
Yes, he's right here.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you, brother?
Great. I want to hear your voice, man. I'm a
Sorry about that.
The magician and the genius. I came by here. I just want to let you know that your forte, when both of you get together, is breathtaking diversity. Who else would come up with a topic like this? And it is so beautifully covered by the spiritual panelists whose names I did not get. But
no problem.
Sister Alana, Sister Rita, and Sister Ruth, right?
Sister Valerie.
Valerie, sorry.
So I'm going to say all of the beautiful spiritual sisters, you must have heard. I love you so much because you're going right down my alley. I normally caution my male associates when they are going out on a raunchy date. Remember, please, a woman is a 3-dimensional being, equal parts mental, spiritual, and physical. Excessive concentration on the physical would rob you of 2/3 of that person, whoever she is, chiefly the mental and the spiritual, which are all too often neglected. Thank you so much for taking us there in the Eastern philosophy. I mean, in the Eastern religion, their philosophy has something which says an axiom. When the student is ready, the guru or the master appears. I think that you're going to find we are receptive this afternoon. I don't want to take too long. You don't have a lot of time. One has already called in, but I want to say that when you ask that very poignant question to the magician, who are you? And he started giving you all of those pertinent answers. Engineer, community activist, father of 6. I heard him say he's not a politician. Fair enough. I'm going to take him by his definition. But I thought, who are we really? The Bible says, and the Lord God formed man from the breath, from the dust of the ground. He wasn't alive yet. And the Lord God breathed his breath into the nostrils of man. And man became a living soul. There is a part of God in you, and there is indeed a part of God in me, a spark off of the bonfire, if you will, which simply cannot die. And even today, scientists are telling us that energy, which we have from the source of animation, is indestructible. I want to thank you so much this afternoon for reassuring them that you cannot die. Jesus said it, he that believeth in me, even though he lived, he shall never die. He understood this mystical truth. In ancient Greece, you had a man by the name of Thales. He went around, he was a mathematician, an astronomer, and a great philosopher. He went around and he preached his heart out saying, there is no difference between life and death. Where somebody asks him the predictable question, they ask him, well, since there's no difference between life and death, why don't you die? He says, simple. It is simple. Because there is no difference. Now I'm going to close with this. The Bible is right in saying, know ye not that your body is the temple of the living God, of even greater significance than the temple is the dweller of the temple. Because if any one of you inside there, God forbid, should drop dead right now, you would still have your ears, but you wouldn't be able to hear, your eyes, you wouldn't be able to see, etc., etc. So if you still have your eyes and ears and all of your organs in death, and in death, the ears which you still have can't hear, we must of necessity ask ourselves the question, what hears through the ears? What sees through the eyes? Somebody said last statement that if most of us were to pass ourselves, our real selves, on the street one day, we would walk right by our real selves unnoticed. So divorced are we from our real selves when we are in our highest estate. Thank you so much, you group of spiritual adherents and in fact gurus, for peeling away the layers which obscure the light so that we can truly see ourselves as we are and keep shining as we should. Thanks and thanks again. Good afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution. The lines remain open at 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. I want to go to our social media page, and someone says, James Richards says he's watching and listening. Burl B.L. Jones says Nobi and the Magician and the Genius. I guess he was echoing the comments made by Mr. Pemberton. So, ladies, any response to our callers so far?
Yes. First of all, I would like to say that every soul has feminine and masculine qualities. And every soul sometimes plays the role of a woman and sometimes the role of a man. God also has those qualities because those qualities are what are our innate qualities. And every woman also has male qualities and every male also has female qualities. It's not that you don't have it, but when we start as children, they push us into one direction. I remember when I was young, I used to climb trees and play football, etc., and my aunt would say something about it. Girls don't stand this way, because when I was washing dishes, I would stand with, you know how soldiers stand, feet apart, steady on the ground, and then wash the dishes. And then she would come and hit me and say, girls don't stand like that. But that's how they push us in one direction to develop those qualities more. Girls don't play with cars, just girls should play with dolls. And boys don't play with dolls, they should play with cars. And boys cannot cry, and girls may cry. These things push us into one direction. But if a boy is not allowed to play with a doll, and then he becomes a father, and he needs to play with a baby. He needs to know how to handle the baby. So why is he not allowed to play with a doll? And what if a girl becomes a bus chauffeur, a bus driver, and or a mechanic or whatever? I myself used to be a school teacher in physics. So why not? Why not? But we are pushed from birth onwards. The first thing people ask when a child is born, is it a boy or a girl? What does it make? If it's a boy or a girl, if it's healthy, that's the most important thing they should ask. The baby is born, is the baby healthy? Is the mother okay? That are the first questions, not is it a boy or is it a girl? It's a soul taking a new body. So, and then about studying. When you study, every study has two parts, theory and practice. There is not one study that doesn't have these two parts. Whatever you do, it is theory and practice. This, what we do, is also a study. So you get the theory, but you won't benefit if you don't practice. You need to put it into practice and see the benefits.
Okay, sister, let's take a short break because we do have a call on the line. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Lady Jane and others who are here.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very, very healthy program. I want to ask any of the ladies who are there if they have ever been in touch with a Travis Juport in the prison.
They're saying yes.
Address and telephone number.
Yes, we have. He is one of our model students. In the beginning, he was very aggressive, but now he has become so humble and sweet. You won't believe it's the same Travis. And he shares this knowledge and tells the other prisoners, meditation has taken me out of the slum and made me become a sample and example for others to see meditation works. Understanding the self makes you a better person. Yes, I was wrong. I did wrong things. But what I have learned, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't be getting this knowledge now. So I am very, very privileged and pleased that this knowledge came in here to meet me.
And I want to thank you all who have been involved in educating him from a spiritual standpoint or godly spiritual standpoint. I know that he taught students who ended up getting subjects. He having gotten some subjects while he was in prison. And he became so talented. There are times when they go out and he will just look at you, draw you, and you will want to know if that which you are seeing on a paper is the real life person. He, like you have said, has come a very long way. I'm using my own words because he was very aggressive. I know 1 or 2 years ago, one or two police officers spoke to me about him, and he happens to be one of my many nephews. That is why I asked if you know him or have been in touch with him. However,
and he is also a model student. He is also, sometimes he would also take the class if I'm not available. So you will be very, very proud of your nephew, sir. Very proud.
I am from where he came from, because I can remember when I heard that shocking news. But I won't go into that. What I want to say, I want to thank you all for the knowledge that you are bringing to the world. And simple, you mentioned some things there, and this is one of them. It's very important to highlight the good in a person, because you are so correct that ever so often we emphasize and we re-emphasize when we talk about the bad, not realizing that if there's 100, let me use a simple word, things in a person, and 99 is bad, but you can highlight ever so often that one that is good. Maybe that person has a nice smile, and you tell them, and it's a genuine thing, so you tell them ever so often, you're smiling. You'll be surprised to know how that one good can erase that 99 bad. And another, which you said, when you put in the good, it gets rid of the bad. It erases, it forces out, and then there'll be no room whatsoever in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit, in the soul, you name it, for any play at all of the bad. And so many other things you have said which I have received, I have digested. You have brought some confirmation to a lot of things, and I am glad that you all were emphasizing that of God, the Creator, who made man in his own image, after his own likeness. And no one can refute that. Else we'll be fighting a losing battle. Thank you all very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for that contribution. Let's take another call. Good afternoon. You're live. Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings.
You know, sir, me talk about the feed forward. I radio, I listen, but me move on the radio. I sit down by the seaside. Extending greetings to your guests. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay. Give thanks for the sharing on meditation. We are doing just that by the seaside. Looking out at the ocean with 3 boats in the harbor and a whole heap of railway behind us. Noise and music and singers. Radio play. And, you know, meditation, the Rasman we say meds or meditation, is such a powerful thing to do that I can't find words to describe. As a matter of fact, I would dare say that it is meditation that moves all things, because first there is the thought, there is that meditation. Before anything, before the word, the spoken word, the written word, before action, if you want to even simply go to the bathroom to pee, it comes in your thoughts, even though your body is sending that signal still, and give thanks again for reasoning on it, And speaking about meditation is everything, we esteem meditation to the Creator, even though they say God is love. And speaking of the Creator, it is important to have the full knowledge, us as creation, as creatures of the Creator, to know that there is that equality in the male female. The Christendom have a lot to do with making the woman look. When I say Christendom, I mean Christianity, making the woman look less than man, like from the ribs, and responsible for telling Adam or encouraging Adam to do, to commit sin, etc. The Christendom does that a lot in different ways, and it is sad. And I hope we as a people can realize that error, that it is wrong, to see it otherwise, and make it be as it ought to be. We are equal beings, and it is important for us to know that, In reasoning further on your reasoning, knowledge of self. It is said, man, woman, know thyself. Knowledge of self is so important, so vital. As a matter of fact, if you don't know if you don't know self, knowledge of self is void of knowledge of one's creator, because it starts with you. It starts with you, that superb creation. And if you don't know you, then, utterance of God, whatever deity, it is just vain, because it starts with the temple, the living temple, the superb creation, the excellent creation, you, me, I and I. That's where it starts. Yeah. So give thanks again for the reasoning. I mean, it's time for reasoning to take these kind of levels, which is much different to the daily railway, which does not begets us the salvation and the healing we need as a people. And I dare go on to, and rightly go on to, as a human race, as a race and as a human race. Give thanks again. Blessed Lord.
Thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon. Okay, sisters, do you have any response? Well, I try to vet some of these comments.
It is wonderful to hear the reaction of people on something that is different from what they're used to hear. And, we're all waiting for the moment, like one of them said, we're waiting for the moment that the reality, the real knowledge about ourselves touches us. And that, I was searching for nothing. And then I met someone who was busy with spirituality, and she brought me 2 books, one about reincarnation and one about, that was called Yogananda, the Diary of a Yogi. And I read the book about reincarnation. It kept my attention, and I finished it, and I started with the other one, and I couldn't. And years later, because I brought those books back, and I told her I cannot read this one. It's a few years later, I think about 5 or 6 years later, I saw that same book. And I thought, let me try again. And I read the book from beginning to the end, and I went to the bookshop and bought it for myself. That means when you are ready to receive knowledge, then it makes sense to you. You won't teach a child in first grade primary school that 5 minus 10 is minus 5. You will tell them 5 minus 10 is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But when you grow up, it becomes possible. So when you're ready to grasp and accept things, that's when you get the knowledge that you grow in.
Okay, we are out of time.
Yes. Maybe it's good to give the phone number of the center that they know.
Okay.
And the address.
Yes,
Okay.
the address.
We are located at 181 Carifesta Village, St. Peter's. As you're coming up the main road, there is the big mango tree on the right. The Prime Minister Constituency office is on the left. You turn left by his office, you turn left again, and you will see our flag.
Correct.
That's how you found us.
Yes.
And our telephone number is 465 1276. And the center cell number 665 7286.
Okay, ladies.
I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be with all of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Nubian, and thank you also for all your help.
Thank you so much for coming. It has been quite a refreshing afternoon. And I'm looking at the comments. People have really enjoyed this afternoon's program. So, Nubian, I want to thank you, too, for inviting them to come.
Yes.
Because we can't talk about politics every day. Sometimes sometimes
Exactly.
the hot topic is what we can do to uplift ourselves.
Correct. Uplift ourselves, and not only ourselves, but help to uplift others. As is clear to the work that you all do, in the prisons, in the Carding home, in the children home, and the community centers, right? So, I want to thank you all for coming and imparting the knowledge to our listening audience. I know you all do a lot, so can't even say you start, but you continuing and using our platform where we could work together so that you guys can reach as much persons as possible and help them meditate and help them connect with their inner selves and be better persons overall at the end of the day. And that is what it's for.
That would be very great, And if the possibility is there, if we get the permission of the High Commissioner to get the Prime Minister to get the prisoners to give their shares in this program, that would be lovely.
You just have to let us know when, and we'll coordinate it and make it happen.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because if you're having success there, then it only means that before our youths go and commit atrocities to end up there, if you could reach them before, then it's better for the prison system.
Yes.
It's better for our country, our community, everywhere.
Can I say something? I remember in the beginning, the chief officer, Brown, he said to me, "Sister, you need to get to Horizons where the young children are, because they come in here, hardened criminal, and learning how to meditate. But if you take them as little ones, there will be a change because they would not come here." But that never came to pass because we never got permission to go there. And recently I was amazed to see 2 children from Horizons in our big prison. It was sad to see that. There were 12 and 13, I think, or 15 and 16. I can't remember the exact age. But it is sad to see that because they follow the wrong crowd, they are ending up in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And right now we are not seeing any values and virtues in the young people. They don't have it. There is no love for each other. Everybody wants to see how much they could get and what they could do and how they could blacken the other person for them to look good. But that is not how it's supposed to be. Because when they give love, love comes back. And there is that beautiful feeling among themselves. Mm-hmm. And we've seen it in the prison with those who have joined our classes.
Okay.
Some people will say meditation is not good. But you're meditating all the time and you realize you're doing it.
Your meditation is just to connect with.
Yeah, you are connecting and talking to the self. Because as I tell them, when you all get in problems, the first thing you do, God, Father, help me, please. And there is a comforting feeling that comes because you are talking to yourself and you don't want anybody to hear what you're saying. But by doing that, there is a peace that comes over you because you are indirectly meditating. So meditation is not bad as most people think it is. Meditation is good for the inner self. And the more you become aware that you are two things, body and spirit, there will be a difference in your life, because it's the spirit that controls the body. And when we go against the self, we end up in the wrong places. Maybe, as some of them in prison are telling me, they are in the right place because they will pass our sign straight and not come in, not knowing the benefits they could have gotten from this.
Mm-hmm.
So I say thank you very much. And our sacred word is Om Shanti.
I am peace.
I am peace. I think that's the perfect way to end this afternoon's program. I want to thank all of you who chose to spend your afternoon with us. Thank you so much. Hot Topics will be back next.
Just before you finish, there is an event on the 15th where we will be having a brunch for the International Day of Diabetes. Hold on, let me just get the information.
Okay, I think
here.
I have that information as well.
Yes, so it's called the Blue Brunch, Taste of Hope, and it is bringing awareness for the folks with diabetes, and we would have a few guest speakers that would speak towards how to avoid getting diabetes, and if you do have diabetes, how to control the symptoms and the effects of diabetes. So it's only a small $175 donation for a ticket, and you could come and have healthy meals and also hear from the guest speakers who would be talking about diabetes and how to avoid diabetes, and if you do have it, how to live with it and live a strong, healthy life.
Okay, so November is the month where we celebrate awareness for diabetes. So I don't know if you want to have somebody on the program during this month to share a little bit of knowledge.
Hopefully next week we will have somebody who could speak to diabetes.
Okay, fantastic. So again, thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. It was a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. Those of you who called, those of you who chose to write on the wall, thanks so much.
You see election day, Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. You better vote. Mama say, be careful the choices you make in a life. You could end up in a mansion with the wrong man, with nobody there by your side. Individually, we got the choices to make. It's just you to decide. You could end up in a dungeon, but with a rock sponge. No shame and it count you inside. You need to make a better decision. Nubian is the right decision. You need to make a better decision. He will always be there by your side. Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. Mr. Cleo, Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. You need to give it to him.
World class radio at its finest. At its finest. 106.5 Freedom FM.
Every day we're faced with choices to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future, because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
For all your electronic wants and needs, shop at Smart Electronics and Island Electronics for the best deals and prices. Visit any of their 3 locations at Value Mart Complex, Farms Estate in Nevis, Port Zante opposite the food court, and Island Electronics on 4th Street, right in the heart of downtown Bastia, St. Kitts.
Get up to 20% discounts or very special deals on a wide range of high-brand electronic items from LG, Samsung, HP, Panoramic, and more that will satisfy your every desire. They also have specials on cellular phones and accessories, washing machines, refrigerators, microwaves, air conditioning units, portable air conditioning units, Bluetooth speakers, stoves, blenders, juicers, flat screen televisions, and a host of other items.
And hey, don't forget, they also do in-store repairs to your cellular phones, laptops, and television. Call them now.